Good evening. Today, February the 1st, 2025. For most of you, some of you know me, and it's not that often that I come on the air in reference to issues here in the government. But I guess it's one of those times that I have to speak up for the and people that are not privileged like most of us. And I'm talking about the immigrants from whatever country they're coming over uh, undocumented. And the reason that I bring it up is never in the history that I know of in the United States of America that we carry dollar bills, $5 bills, $10 bills, $100 bills, and the words that are written on those dollar bills or whatever, it reads, "In God we trust." Where is the "In God we trust"? People, individuals that should have the fear of God in them and that should provide things for those individuals that come from other countries to harvest, to work, to perform the jobs that nobody else wants to do. And why all of a sudden do we have armed soldiers, most of them ICE, going to different restaurants, stores, you name it, because they look like an immigrant, because they look like they don't have papers, they are being arrested. Is this the America that we have? I have never in my lifetime have seen this kind of procedures within our country, possibly even within this county. This is going on even now as I speak. So let us start a little bit back. Most of us, some of us, voted for Trump. Some are Democrats, some are Republicans, some are independents. Where is your heart? Where is your soul? Did you go by Republican, Democrat, Independent, or none at all? Do you know the person, his track record, where he come from, what he did, and what he's doing to our nation, to our people? So I asked some of the restaurants, and they will make it call themselves, to bring this to show the community here in Whatcom County. It can be Skagit, it can be Eastern Washington, it can be anywhere where you share this information to your friends, to your families, to your loved ones, even to the governors, the senators, the representatives. I've been there. I have made that contact before, but never have I come on the air to air something that has happened even as I speak. I have worked side by side with immigrations, border patrol, and there was unity. They even gave me rights to different government meetings. I was involved. But now I must speak because When I see injustice happening in our country, I don't feel too good about it. I paid the price to serve United States of America. And I know I have brothers and sisters feel the same way. But I say to you, look at the works of our president. Look what he has done in the past. And look what he's doing now. He uses Christianity words. But then he uses words that are not Christ-like against individuals. Using words against our ex-president, Biden, swear words. Is this a Christian? Have you marked him as a Christian? I can say this much. As a Christian, I will pray for his soul. I will pray that he changes his mind and his all makeup that he's doing. That should be a Christian. But never, never to be calling names at individuals of honor and of respect. If he's a president, if he proclaims to be a Christian, those words should be made void completely, entirely. We got Olympia. We got representatives. We got senators. We have a governor. Throughout the United States, we have people that have the fear of the Lord in their heart, and they're very careful. Within this presidency that just happened, some are disappointed. And some are going to get more disappointed for what is going to happen to our country. This is not accountability. We need workers. We need an agency to prepare papers to legalize people that are already been working in this country for years. They have been. Anytime you go buy some bread, anytime you go buy some milk, who's the one that's doing the work? Who's the one out in the fields, in the apple orchards, or in the raspberries, or in the strawberries? Every year they used to come from the south to work in the fields. These are the workers of the United States of America. A lot of times they're Hispanics or Mexicans. A lot of times they're from other countries. They're running away from places that are evil. They're coming to a country in which our dollars says, "In God we trust." If we as Americans trust in God, then I ask you, for those that are listening, pray that this matter be resolved. If it is not resolved, you will pay for it. That is not a threat. You will pay for it by the gas that you buy, by the food, by the milk, by everything. The prices are going to go up. Don't listen to the fancy talks of the political individuals that are in favor of getting rid of all the immigrants. Listen to those who are willing to make laws, to make them lawfully. They can enter into our country, enter and be legal workers and providers for the United States of America. Whatever country they come from. And for those that are being deported, mark them as individuals that have had a record in this country, that have been accountable of the laws and everything else. They've been providers. But most important, which a lot of people don't recognize or want to agree, is they are taxpayers. When they buy food, there's taxes on that food. When they go to work, there's taxes that they pay. When they go buy a car, there's taxes that they pay for them. Everything that they buy, their taxes. Why do you think America is America? America, where different ethics have come together. And this is what we are now. So keep that in mind. I know in the time there used to be strikes. Some individuals have said, well, let's make Monday a day of rest to honor the immigrants, to honor those that have been taken back to their home country. And they leave behind some children that have been born here. The president that we have right now, he doesn't want any of his children here. He doesn't want educated kids. So in saying that, I ask you, pray for our president. Now you notice that I have not mentioned his name. I'm being as fair as possible, because my work here on the radio every Sunday is to read God's word. But in reading God's word, we have to follow the Bible. We have to be able to have the understanding and the words provided that I speak. I don't have nothing written down. So I lean on God's understanding for all the believers, and even for those who are not believers. We're having some issues here with the government. And it is going to affect every single person that is listening. So I would hope you would share this information. But there has been discussion that maybe on a Monday, all the restaurants close down. And then you will know what I'm saying. If all the Hispanic restaurants close down and some of the American restaurants close down, people are going to ask you, why are you closing the restaurants? There's some people that will never listen to what I'm saying. There's some people that don't have a computer or maybe a cell phone. All this information, you'll see it on YouTube on La Voz De Whatcom. The voice of Whatcom is La Voz De Whatcom. And this can go a long ways if you share it. There's people that don't listen to the news. But when they go buy a dozen or some eggs, 12 eggs, 24 eggs, whatever, and when they pay, you're going to see a difference. Going to go up, up. It's not going to stay down. We will not have individuals picking our eggs. We will not have individuals milking the cows. I know that. When I was growing up as a young boy, I worked for a Dutch family, an honorable Dutch family. They took care of me. I did know English because I went to school. For most of you might even know me, Nooksack Valley. From that farm, I learned to milk cows. From that farm, I gave every single penny to my mother and father. My father was working for my 5 sisters and 1 brother. I never asked any money for myself. I gave freely. And I stand today to testify of that. There are also other Hispanics that are in the same mindset of giving and providing for their children and their families. That is how the family grows. That is the way some of the people from India, Punjabis do. They're like a family. They work together. They succeed. Their kids go to school. But think about those that are being deported, the children are being left behind. Do we have to support them? These are the things that our legislative here in Olympia should be really thinking about right now as an emergency. My thought, which is I do not know if it's legal or not, there's a possibility with a consensus of the person that does not have papers to have somebody legally on paper giving the rights to the children in case they get deported. A family that can really trust, a Christian type person that will never abuse a child. At least that child who has not reached the age of accountability will have schooling and will be able to get by until they reach the age of 18 or whatever it takes. And hopefully, we the people will make changes in the laws in Washington State. I'm always reminded when I go on the station in Skagit Valley on KSVR 91.7 FM. I'm always reminded, don't talk about Whatcom County. You have to talk only about Skagit County. So the Skagit County people could only listen. I'm sorry, I'm not in Skagit County. I am in Whatcom County. And for those listeners, share this information to Skagit, or any other family that might be listening. The more, the merrier. The Bible says that wherever it's 2 or 3 in agreement on one thing, and we have a lot to be agree on, God will be with us. I'm not making it up. Look it up. It's in there. If it wasn't in there, I wouldn't be talking every Sunday. But at this time, we need the community of Whatcom County in a emergency type thing, get a hold of Olympia, get a hold of our representatives, of our senators, people. I don't care if they're Republicans, Democrats, Independents, they must care. They must care for a family, the adults, to be deported and leaving the children behind. The immigration right now is going into the stores, McDonald's, I won't say any of the restaurants right now as I speak. I don't want to mention the names. They are stores where the needy go in to buy things, food, clothing, everything. They're going in and rounding up the adults. What's happening to children? Is America that wealthy? And brilliant in a way that the immigrant should realize who's going to do the work. If the adults will go, are deported, who's going to go do the raspberries, strawberries, the dairies, the apples, the peaches, the laundry, all the secretarial type work, even some that are in school, the students. They're hungry for knowledge and education so that someday they can be nurses and doctors. I thank God that my kids have fallen into that area of medical field. I'm proud of them. From the oldest, Irene, to the youngest, even grandchildren, are getting into the medical. They're helping, they're talking the language, they're encouraging. And I can say that. When I came here from Texas was a little boy, I didn't know a single word of English, nada whatsoever. But yet, with time, I struggled, and I had some God-fearing teachers, little teachers, short. And I don't want to think about it now, but they were a blessing because they had the patience to teach me the English language, and I was able to pass first grade and so forth. I never failed. I'm just one person that has followed the law, and I'm still doing justice in this community. I am one that you can trust. I'm a man of my word. And as long as I'm able to be a servant to our country, to be a mouthpiece to the country, I'm available. Now I'm going to say a little bit in Spanish, en español. Quiero decir gracias a Dios por el tiempo que estoy aquí enfrente de ustedes. Al mismo tiempo, tenemos un problema. Un problema en que el gobierno o la migra está arrestando mucha gente. Van a los restaurantes y la gente se los lleva. Y muchas veces los hijos, los niños, no están con ellos. Prefieren mejor ir a la tienda a comprar su leche y el pan y tortillas, como sea. Y muchas veces dejan sus niños con alguien en la casa. O a lo mejor los dejan solitos y el vecino los cuida. Para mí sería muy importante, no sé, ustedes tienen derecho. Mi consejo, no sé si es legal o no. Si es legal, me gustaría que ustedes lo hicieran. Si usted no tiene papeles, y les doy consejos en español, si usted no tiene papeles que estén aquí legalmente, y si tiene una pareja, una familia, que es como familia, con mucho respeto, de esa manera. Pídele a esa familia, el esposo o la esposa, me puedes hacer una carta en que puede ir a una persona que hace notary dando el permiso. Si el caso le pasa algo a mí, si el caso la migra me levanta a mí, mis hijos van a estar en sus manos o en su cuidado. Los va a cuidar, los va a criar como hijos. Y va a llegar el tiempo con esos jóvenes, niñas, jovencitos, van a crecer. Siempre. Ay. Como pastor, yo amo a los niños. Y como pastor son consejos que les doy, porque yo quiero que ustedes siempre estén cerca, sabiendo que sus niños están en buenas manos en Dios. Este es mi deseo. Y si se puede hacer con un notary para el bien para sus hijos, hágalo. Porque no sé qué todo va a pasar en estos días, estas semanas, estos meses. Yo pienso por ustedes, por la salud de ustedes. Es posible que usted está enfermo, corazón o algo. Y vienen ellos y de repente tiene un ataque de corazón. ¿Qué es el deseo de ustedes? De cuidar a sus hijos, que estén en manos en Cristo Jesús. Sería una buena idea. No sé si se puede hacer legalmente. Yo sé que pueden averiguar ustedes. Y por eso digo yo, tengan mucho cuidado. En ese tiempo ya me han dicho a mí, ya han llevado gente de aquí, de este condado. En las tiendas que hay, ahí van. Hay carros que no están marcados. Y si es verdad, deben tener usted temor que algo le pase a sus hijos. Ustedes ya están grandes. Ustedes ya saben cómo luchar. Con los hijos, si al caso se quedan aquí, o si usted se los lleva a México, va a ser un poco más difícil. Usted sabe, porque usted ya pasó la línea. Usted ya está aquí. Usted ya puede ser que ya tiene muchos años aquí en Estados Unidos. Los patronos siempre han respetado a su familia. Y todavía hay patrones que quieren ayudar. Entonces digo también para ustedes que tienen restaurantes, ayuden esos que trabajan por ustedes. Y muchas veces digo, las cosas que están pasando van a afectar la comida, los restaurantes, porque el gobierno está dependiendo en todo el dinero que vienen de los taxes, de los impuestos. Y cuando van a ver que no va a haber muchos impuestos, entonces van a cambiar aquí en la mente. ¿Por qué? Por este precedente que está engañando a la gente, está engañando los jóvenes, los niños, están sufriendo más las familias, tienen temor las familias. ¿Qué clase de hombre es este? Y digo yo entre mí, yo tengo el poder de orar por él o no orar. Yo como hombre de Dios sigo orando también para él. Ojalá que cambie su mente por la gente. Este mismo hombre tuvo muchos negocios. ¿Y quién eran los trabajadores? Eran los latinos, los mexicanos. Hizo muchos edificios altos, grandes, los trabajadores, y no los pagaba muy bien. ¿Y ahora qué está haciendo? No está haciendo la cosa que es justo. Por eso quiero que comprendan el mensaje. Me gustaría, si es posible, si estamos de acuerdo. Yo también en esa tienda. Ustedes me conocen aquí. Yo también cierro el lunes. Si hay acuerdo de todos los restaurantes, a cerrar los lunes. Para enseñar que aquí en el condado estamos unidos en nuestra palabra. Nosotros nos preocupamos por la gente que la mira se va a llevar. Tengan mucho cuidado, mi gente. No quiero yo que traigan una navaja o una pistola. Con eso le va todavía mucho más daño para usted. Yo me preocupo por ustedes, porque si yo sé un poquito de la ley, yo tengo amigos que son policías, yo tengo amigos que son amigos de la mira también. Ellos también me conocen por las cosas que estoy haciendo, como hoy, esta noche. Ojalá que podamos trabajar una manera u otra. Si tienen preguntas, aquí estoy durante la semana, nomás que si alguien me llama o tengo una cita, entonces ahí voy para allá otra vez. Si tiene algo que preguntarme, aquí estoy yo también. Mi número donde usted me puede llamar, eso le voy a dar a usted. I'm going to give my phone number to you all, to all the listeners. If you have any questions, if you have any opinions, do you have anything that I can take down to Olympia? Talk to the governor, talk to the different representatives. Mavic, I had a representative just a couple of days ago asked me, I want to talk to you. We got to explain something. I'm open. Anybody that works in the government, I will listen. I will give my opinion, my line of thought. We might disagree, but at least we're working on an issue that's good for the community, for those who do not have a voice. And they don't have a voice. La Voz De Whatcom is a way that they can communicate, they can come on board, tell the story, whatever. Somebody gets lost, it comes on La Voz De Whatcom, lamination calls me, manual, and we have a young lady missing. Can you put it on La Voz De Whatcom? I do it freely. I don't have to go to our local radio station and pay fees. I'm not that way. I believe in communication. I believe that we should all be working together in agreement, because this is an issue that is going to affect this county, this city, and all the cities in common. Because the common things we have individuals, they're not here legally, but they're working, they're producing, they're doing their work that other people don't want to do. There's people, honest people, that are looking for housekeeping jobs. But all they got to do is come here. Come to me And I'll start writing the information that will be kept here. Nobody's going to look into it. And when you tell me to scratch your name off, it will be done. You talk to me. So, in that way, my phone number is, el teléfono que yo tengo, 360-355-255-1874. 1874. Again, my number is 360-255-1874. Mi número es 360-255-1874. Yo me llamo José Manuel Reta. Mucha gente me llama por Manuel, porque tengo varios Josés en mi familia. Y la cosa que les digo a todos ustedes, aquí estoy yo para escuchar. ¿Es posible en que les pueda ayudar a ustedes? Sí, lo hago. It is important that I'm here as a voice for the community. And that if you have an issue or a question or a problem or something that you think that I can resolve or help you or even direct you in the right direction, I am here. That's why I am what I am. I'm a listener, first of all, and I try to reach out to the community, to my different individuals that I know here in Whatcom County or even the state. I am known as a helper, and I do not charge. I am free. As God gives me the words freely, I give the words unto you, the listeners. Take heed of the things that are good. Give to those that really need help. It's important. I know everybody has a calling, but when you see something that seems out of line, when somebody's crying and you see children around there, think about that. You could be that person in another country, your wife, your daughter, crying with your children. Take it to yourself in a personal way. I can help. Those should be the words that should come out from your heart. And for those who are in the restaurant business, I am here to help you bring things on La Voz De Whatcom, but I will wait for your call. If there's an agreement that you stand against the things that are happening in Washington, D.C., especially on the deportation of workers that have been here for sometimes many, many years, then we can agree on a plan. And we can not only on a plan, but I will follow through in Olympia. I'll bring it up before Olympia to see if something can be done, especially for those that have connections like Rick Larson and people like that up there in Washington, D.C. We can work together. We can resolve. Let our voice be known all the way to Washington, D.C., all the way throughout the states, that we need individuals or we need laws approved to enable these individuals that have a track record of working day and night or whatever, 40 hours a week, faithfully, never get into problems. This is what we need to do. And it can be done. So we have to work in a way in unity, bringing groups together, bringing city people together, bringing government agencies together, maybe even the governor to be involved. I know there's always a one way or another, Republican, Democrat. I could care less. As long as they have a soul, as long as they have a heart and a mind and they're willing to do things for the country, they should be engaged and not disengaged from what is going on right now. Every person that we have elected into office in Washington state should be engaged with this issue of the immigrants, because there goes our workers. Our kids are not going to be doing the work that the immigrants have been doing all these years unless the president has a whole bunch of kids who want to come to Washington State and Whatcom County and do all the work that the farmers are working in the berries fields that are in need and whatever. And again, I abstain from saying his name. I respect him for that. Yes, I'm not in the army. I did enough in the army already. But at the same time, I'm a helper of the people. Yo siempre voy a ser un ayudante para mi gente. Hay mucha gente que me llaman por consejos y si puedo les contesto en la manera que es en Dios. So always keep me in mind in your prayers, because I know there are people that don't care for Hispanics. They would rather take me out, and that would be the end of the story. It's true. But I have seen bullets come toward me, come like this, and go straight up. So somebody's taking care of me. As you know, I don't write nothing down. Everything I say, it comes from my heart. I care for everybody that's listening. So if I care for each one, do me a little favor. Share this information, this recording, to your friends, that we can work together. We can resolve problems. This is an issue that's been around a long time. If this president is president enough, then he should be humble enough to be able to reach down and walk and talk with the poor people and not just the rich people. Keep that in mind. By your prayers, you can move mountains. Believe in that. Oh, yes, you can move mountains and bring earthquakes too. But for now, we talk about peace. We talk about faith. We talk about the ability that we have, we have the rights that God has enabled us to do things to protect those who are not able to take care of themselves because of different laws. The laws that should have been corrected a long time ago. And here we are right now. So, as always, I'd like to thank everybody that's listening. Le quiero dar gracias a todos los que están escuchando el radio, La Voz de Whatcom, aquí en Ferndale. And si tienen mensajes, if you have any messages, you can send me to my email, my old email is, I'd rather put it in my old email, is commissionerreta@gmail.com. Commissioner, CommissionerReta@gmail.com. Se escribe con la palabra commissioner, con dos R's, uno para commissioner, el otro para mi apellido Reta, @gmail.com. Commissionerreta@gmail.com. Send me a message, send me a letter, or whatever. Maybe meet together if you have a group that would like to meet together. We have restaurant people that are listening right now, owners, because you owners, immigration might be knocking on your door. They might come right inside. What are your laws of protection? Think about that. So if I don't say I was also a restaurant owner. Okay, I had different restaurants, so I know the restaurant area. But as restaurant owners, there's certain things you have to abide with. Okay, but you also know that some people don't want to work, and you also know that there are people, good people, that are very knowledgeable of restaurants work, and you hire them because there aren't no employees that are have the knowledge that they have. Yeah, and they have. So they work for you. So 10, 15 years, whatever it may be. Very, very dependable man. Men or women, ladies or young men, same thing. Waitresses, waiters, same. Dependable, honest, having the fear of God in them. Ice comes, you know the answer. But let us agree on some things. You give them to me, or somebody can come with me to go Olympia. It's not that I can do it. No, it's not that I. We can do it. So my hands are extended to you that we can work together in a way that's positive. And thank you for the time that you've listened. And again, share the information, and you all have a wonderful day. And thank you for listening. Have a good night. This is Jose Manuel Reta, Sergeant, American Division, 2nd and 1st Point Man, the great veteran. Thank you.